Hey guys, Brigham with Drift here in beautiful Southern Oregon, and wanted to give you some tips for transitioning out of your drift boards and into your snowboard at the top of the hill. So the first thing is, when I get to the top, I like to keep my drift boards on until the very last minute. I've kind of packed out of space right here today, but usually I like to keep them on because as soon as you take them off, you're going to end up sinking into the snow. So anything I need to do at the top, I'll do it with my drift boards on. So, you know, pull my board off of my backpack and set it aside. Whatever clothing, usually at the top I end up putting on a shell, maybe changing gloves, putting on a helmet and goggles, whatever. I like to do all that ahead of time, get all that done, and then I will go to the drift boards, and I'll usually loosen both of them at the same time and then stand up and pull them off. Just step forward and then pull your foot out. It's really easy. You can store these or like pack them back to back like that. A lot of people just feel like that makes sense. I actually prefer personally to go back to back like this. And the reason I do that, so when I put them on my pack, the tips end up curving away from my head, just in case. I like to use a strap to hold them together when I pack them up. You definitely don't have to. Well, I'll show you. If you don't want to use a strap, you can actually just use one of the other binding straps. You can put it down through there like that, tighten it up, and a lot of people do that. But I don't know, I like using the ski strap. Maybe it's just part of the ritual. I usually put it right behind the binding pivots. And I like to have this right there at the top because in a minute I'm going to use that to help my pack hang on my boards so that they don't slide down. So get all that done. Collapse your poles. If there's room in my pack, I often like to put my poles inside my pack, but they're fine outside too. Just chilling next to the drift boards, which I will show you in just a second. Also, these are black diamond poles. Some poles telescope, and these ones split apart. You saw how those worked. They're super fast, and I prefer these mostly because aluminum, well, they're carbon, and aluminum telescoping poles, the biggest problem for me is here in Oregon, sometimes they will ice up while I'm touring. And then when I get to the top, I can't collapse them because of the ice, and I've never had any issues with these carbon ones. So, once you're ready to throw it on your backpack, just got everything in there and ready to go. So again, I like to put it so that the top strap is gonna go right underneath my ski strap. I like to put my poles on with the basket up because the basket kind of hangs on the straps. It doesn't need to be crazy tight, but you know, buckle it in there and give it a little tug. And then the bottom strap, usually these poles don't even go under the bottom strap, but I haven't had that be a problem. And just like that. And again, if this is under that strap and under this pivot point, that'll usually take care of you so they won't slide down. You just don't want them to slide down. If you need to, you can put this strap under the binding, and that'll definitely keep it from sliding down as well. But if you don't have a strap over the binding, it can kind of flap sometimes when you're riding it. I don't love that. So that's just a little bit on my advice on packing stuff up. One other thing is just that I recommend you know, trying to match your pack size with how much you're carrying and how much of an outing you're doing. Carrying the board on your back in particular, it just feels best when the pack is is full. So if it's a short tour and you're not carrying very much, it feels better with a smaller pack. Basically, if your pack's too big and it doesn't have anything in it, the board just doesn't sit that great on it when you're carrying it. It feels best on a backpack that's filled up. So I hope that helps. Have fun out there and be safe.